This activity is called Friendly Force for grades 1st through 3rd. Okay, here's your folder. Your very first page is the background information. You're going to be going over keywords like force, newtons, push and pull. All of these key vocabulary words are laminated. You can keep this in your station, or you can hang them in your room during this unit. It's up to you. The very first thing we're going to go over is all the materials that you should have in your bucket. The very first thing that I want to go over is this is called a spring scale. We need to make sure that you tell your students that this spring scale is very sensitive and the springs will be damaged if the scale is used incorrectly. So what you don't want to do is pull on this scale. If you notice in the back there is a spring. If it's pulled too hard, the spring will snap. This spring scale is a device used to measure the amount of force you are using to lift or pull an object. You're going to notice that it has grams and newtons. We're going to go ahead and focus on the newtons to measure how much force is being used in this activity. You're also going to have a set of colored pencils, some extra rubber bands, and you're going to have a Ziploc with 3 sets of washers. Okay, set A is going to be green pipe cleaner, set B is going to be brown, and set C is going to be white. This is the directions for the activity in case you have a parent volunteer that is helping with your station. This is the journal page that each of your students should have. And the very first thing we're going to do is go over the objective, which is to measure the amount of force required to lift objects. Very first thing you're going to do is go ahead and take your spring scale, and number 1 says how much force is needed to lift set A. Set A is green, so you're going to go ahead and take your set A and carefully hook it on the spring scale. And what you're going to do is you're going to notice the newtons. It says 0.5 grams. A little shaky, but just try your best to stay still and actually get a reading. So it says 0.5. So what you want to do is take your colored pencils, and then your student is going to go ahead and color to the 0.5 line and shade it in. So it's going to stop right there. And you're going to go ahead and do the same thing for set B, which is brown. Okay. Find the force in newtons, shade it in, and you're going to do the same thing with set C. The next page, you're going to go ahead and combine some sets. I combined sets A and B. So you're going to go ahead and take A, which is green, and B, which is brown, and hook it on the scale and find a reading. And shade that in. Number 5, you're going to go ahead and combine sets B and C. Record how much force is needed to lift the combined sets. Okay, number 6, you're going to combine all 3 sets and then shade it in. What is the name of the force that is pulling down on the washers as you are pulling up? That force is called gravity. And at the end of the station, you're going to want your students to draw the experiment in the space below. So you want to make sure that they draw the spring scale along with the weight.